Hello everyone, this is Chinmay Pijaka or Sarcastic CJ, and today the video is based on a book of another magisteria regarding IoT, history, and more information based on those academic disciplines. It is a book Tune into the World of Radio. I hope I show the image actually in the editing. A disclaimer I just have to give before the episode. I had cold on the day of the recording, and my voice was pretty not that nice. But talking about the book, I read this book in like one day, and because I did not have time, because I had to record on the next day, and I just got the book. I quickly read this. I recommend you to read this thoroughly again. There are several QR codes present in this book. This book is full of what we call it information. This is written, of course I should mention the authors, written by Miss Vagisha Jain and Miss Sonia Power, and I hope they watch this video. Please, thank you. Hello ma'am, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you so much.
Well, let's get on with it for my skeptical scrutiny, if you may. I asked these questions to all the authors I have interviewed. What inspired you to write this book?
Okay, to write this book, first of all, it's like I feel that I'm an author from inside, I'm a writer from inside. So any thought, any emotions that come to me, I love to write that down. And I wanted to write down a book. In fact, I started with some other book which was a fiction, but that is to motivate youngsters that life is a journey. But then eventually that was taking a lot of time because too many things were involved in that. In the meanwhile, I was like, let's write something which should be useful for people, for especially youngsters. Then I got to know that on this particular subject there are very few books, and that also are not that much helpful to students who are studying in who are doing their bachelor's in radio journalism. So when I thought that okay, if I have to write something, then why not, which is somehow related to my profession, as well as it will be a guidance to the youth of our society, and especially to college going students.
Well, so can we just take it as a conclusion that you were thinking about stuff, you had certain thoughts in your mind and you wanted to express it through this book?
I had thoughts, but more than that, I had that experience, that information that I have gained throughout my journey. And moreover, my co-author, Miss Sonia Power. So she also had her inputs, her experience. She is working as an assistant professor and teaching the same subject. So she is my friend, and we discussed this thing that yes, she also wanted to write, I also wanted to write, and my experience and her experience, both of that got combined in this book. So it is not just simple thoughts, but it is the whole experience that we have learnt, as well as it could be useful to students.
Very well. So I read this book yesterday. I just got the book yesterday, and I spent most of my time reading this book.
Okay.
I read the book completely, and I found out that there are a lot of academic disciplines, if you may, in the book, from history to literature, mass media, and to hardware, equipment, technology, stuff like that. So the problem I really see in my subjects, in my areas of expertise, is that we try to reduce minimal bias, and it is hard to reduce bias when you have such a vast area of disciplines to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts on that? How did you reduce that minimal bias? Because I see that there is a certain level of bias every time, wherever you may, but how did you gain like such a low amount of bias in such a diverse book?
Okay, so thank you so much that you read the book and you could find out that there was no biases or very minimal biases in the book. But I feel that whenever I write, from my personal experience, whenever I write, I try to be in that particular situation and I try to feel how the things would be. And I feel every book has its own journey, so let it be. Don't overpower your thoughts, your feelings or biases into the book. Let it flow with time. And for that we did a lot of research work. I read all the books that were there in the market and all the content that was available online. Not only that, I talked to many people who are working into this industry, into radio journalism. So I talked to radio jockeys, RJs, who are in Ludhiana and who are in Delhi as well as in Mumbai. So all the RJs in India, and also I got the chance to get connected to a few RJs who are living outside India, and I got all of their experiences. I summed up all of them, and not only that, as you have already read, that it not only has the current, like the things that what all the things are there in radio journalism, but it's a journey again. It starts from something in the past. How does actually this journalism came into existence, and how the writers and how the RJs are further using it. So I have mentioned almost all the things, and along with that there is a particular section on voice training, in which I contacted one person who is into theatre acting. He's a theatre personality and has done many plays in India. So I told him to give some tips on voice training as well. So it should not feel like that this book is not the whole and soul complete book. It has to be, because there was no other book like that.
Okay. Well, what would be your message on that to other authors and other readers regarding such topics?
Okay, so to other readers, I would suggest that like this was our first book, and similarly there are also many new authors in industry. So apart from reading the old authors, they should also read the new authors. Then only they will get to know what new things are coming into the industry, how we are presenting the things. If you will go through this book, you will also see that there are some QR codes, some links to other things are also mentioned. So as you can see on this page, there are QR codes. So these are all for the help of the readers, that when they are reading, they should get the direct access to other resources as well that are in the book.
And personally speaking, I am myself kind of a non-fictional reader. As you can see, these are all non-fiction books. I like partly reading philosophy and stuff regarding religion or science more than I would read regarding IoT. Can we call this IoT?
Yeah.
Regarding IoT. It was actually it was forced to me to read this book was by my own conscience, because I had to take this interview of yours. But I seem that if this is your first book, it's a pretty good attempt, and you may I think you can do a lot of improvements in writing better than such books, of presenting more information, because I think I have a book of Hoopil Musewala by Jainderjit Singh. It is also based on information more than thoughts and ideas, and personally that's what I find the problem in modern society today, that they really want to gain information based on what they wish to think about. People wish to think about something, like if they want to do X, then they would search only stuff regarding X. They would not look at the criticisms of X, and that's what makes me reminded of such information books, because it really doesn't tell you to think about X. It tells you to look, this is what it is. Now do what you want. it is. And so, concluding today's talk, what would be your conclusion to the viewers?
So basically, what I suggest is always go for different texts, different authors. हर एरा के लोगों ने कुछ ना कुछ लिखा हुआ है, so you must read that and then only you will get to know what exactly the scenario is. अगर हम एक ही थॉट को पढ़ेंगे तो then the thing will always get connected to that thought only. हम different thoughts को और उस एरा के लोगों के की बुक्स को, कंटेंट को, टेक्स्ट को या ऑडियोज को जब हम सुनते हैं then we realize what exactly the situation was. And the main important thing I want to convey to the viewers is that it's fine that with changing things we have to change. हमें टेक्नोलॉजी जैसे चेंज हो रही है उसके साथ साथ आगे बढ़ना है और वो ज़रूरी भी है, बट देन अलॉन्ग विद दैट जो हमारी जो पुरानी चीज़ें हैं, जो धरोहर है, हेरिटेज है, उसको भी हमें साथ में लेकर चलना चाहिए, बिकॉज दे आर द वंस हु हैव फॉर्म्ड द बेस. जस्ट लाइक जो सबसे पहली लैंग्वेज जो एक ह्यूमंस के अंदर जो हमने सीखी थी, हम चाहे कह सकते हैं कि संस्कृत वॉज द ओल्डेस्ट लैंग्वेज बट ग्रीक वॉज द ओल्डेस्ट लैंग्वेज, बट आई बिलीव एंड एक्चुअली द ओल्डेस्ट लैंग्वेज इज योर ह्यूमन इमोशंस, ह्यूमन फीलिंग्स. एक बच्चा भी बोल नहीं पाता पर वो अपनी फीलिंग जरूर कन्वे करता है, अपनी बात जरूर कन्वे करता है कि उसे क्या चाहिए क्या नहीं चाहिए. सो इन द सेम वे जो पुरानी चीजें हैं, और अगर वो ह्यूमन फीलिंग्स ही खत्म हो जाएंगी, वट वी विल नथिंग बी बट जस्ट रोबोट्स. सो इन द सेम वे जो हमारी पुरानी हेरिटेज है, जो बुक्स लिखी गई हैं या जो ऑडियोज हैं या जो रेडियो भी हमारी एक धरोहर ही बनती जा रही है, बिकॉज आज की डेट में बहुत कम लोग हैं जो रेडियो को सुनना चाहते हैं. बट आई एक्चुअली वॉन्ट टू गिव दिस मैसेज दैट वी हैव टू लिसन टू रेडियो, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग दैट कम्स ऑन रेडियो दैट इज ऑथेंटिक. स्पेशली जो आकाशवाणी पे जितनी भी चीज़ें आती हैं वो ऑथेंटिक होती हैं, ऑथेंटिक रिसोर्सेज होते हैं. अदरवाइज आप यूट्यूब पे चले जाओ या आप किसी भी और ऑनलाइन रिसोर्सेज पे, पोर्टल्स पे, यू कैन वॉच वीडियोज, यू कैन रीड कंटेंट, बट व्हाट इज द ऑथेंटिसिटी ऑफ दोज प्लेटफॉर्म्स? यू सीरियसली कैन नॉट गेस इट इन वन गो. आपको उसके लिए बहुत रिसर्च करनी पड़ेगी, देन ओनली यू विल रियलाइज दैट. बट जो हमारे पुराने रिसोर्सेज हैं वहाँ पर जितनी भी चीज़ें आती हैं, दे pass through so many tests whether they are authentic or not. In the same way जो आप बुक्स हैं, आप बुक्स को रीड करिए, बुक्स को अपने साथ लेकर चलिए, आप रेडियो को सुनिए. So this is what I want to convey to my viewers today.
Well, very well. Unfortunately, I may have specified that in the introduction that I am having cold, so that's why my voice is a bit damned. Well, thanks for watching. This was your host Chinmay P. Jaga or Sarcastic CJ. Stay curious and keep questioning.
Cool CJ 1410, cool CJ 1410, cool CJ, cool CJ.